Welcome to Crypto News Today, powered by Bitcoin Magazine. I'm Vin Narayanan, that's David Bailey. We are on the show floor of Money 2020, where we got lots of activity going around us, but this morning we had a big announcement, David, from Visa.
Yes, so we had Visa and DocuSign come out and say that they're working with a project powered by Visa Innovations, which is kind of a subset of Visa, where it's the fastest, simplest way to lease a car. So their slogan is actually click, sign, drive, which is a pretty good slogan in my opinion.
A very good slogan. Now this is based on blockchain technology?
Correct, and what's really cool about it is that it's one of the few projects we've seen, it's really one of the only projects we've seen that have been powered by a non-Bitcoin company entirely. So when you start talking about Visa working with a company the size of DocuSign to make something like this happen, the next stage is you start seeing IBM working with Samsung, and we're going to see innovation happening on a much faster pace. It's really exciting.
The other cool thing about this announcement is Visa's actually taking the branding themselves. They're not pushing this off on someone else.
Right, yeah. I mean, and it makes you wonder what's coming next from Visa. You know, it's exciting.
Another big company today had some really interesting news, and it was NASDAQ. Now, NASDAQ had the closing bell broadcast from the convention center here today, which was really nice, and they put the broadcast right out into Times Square, and everyone could see it. It was a really special moment, but one of the interesting things about the presentation leading up to the closing bell is they came out and embraced blockchain technology in a big way.
Now, I just want to make one comment with respect to NASDAQ. You know, we see ourselves fundamentally as a financial technology player, and we're using this conference to announce our next use of the blockchain. And we are a firm believer that blockchain technology will, in fact, over the fullness of time, fundamentally change the way the financial services infrastructure is provided. And what's interesting to me is we're starting this blockchain effort in a small part of NASDAQ called NASDAQ Private Market, which is geared for really entrepreneurial companies. And as we launch this and go live in the fourth quarter of this year, by the end of this year, we'll have the ability to clear and settle trades within 10 minutes. Now you have to recognize that the public markets take 3 days. So you take 3 days to clear and settle your Apple trade, but you do a private company, it'll be done in 10 minutes. And that's the power of what can happen when technology is applied in a useful way in financial technology. And I think this great forum here obviously will be a great incubator for other advances we'll see in the marketplace today. So it's again my great pleasure to be here today with this group. It's a great pleasure to have the NASDAQ closing bell ceremony here.
So when we walk the show here, David, there are all sorts of people from the Bitcoin community doing really interesting things. And it's fun to sort of stop by, chat, and see what they're doing. And a lot of people wanted to talk to us today.
That's right. We have gotten to talk to a lot of interesting startups, but also some pretty sophisticated legacy companies too that are embracing Bitcoin and blockchain technology. So I'm particularly interested to hear what CardCash had to say as one of the few billion-dollar companies that is doing something with Bitcoin.
And CardCash is doing something really interesting because they're not only are they a legacy company, but they're dealing in a market that most people don't even know exists. And the fact that they're pioneers in the market and adopting Bitcoin technology is remarkable. So we talked to CardCash and we talked to a few others on the show floor today. Tell us a little bit about what CardCash does.
CardCash is a secondary gift card market. I compare it to like StubHub, but for gift cards. So there's over $100 billion of gift cards given out annually. 27% of consumers still have gift cards from last year that they haven't used, whether it's Macy's, Home Depot, Walmart, Target, Applebee's. We'll buy them at 85 cents on the dollar and then just find a home for it to somebody else who wants it at a discount. So the sellers get liquidity, and the buyers, they're able to shop at Macy's, at Walmart, Target, all their stores that they want to shop with at a discount because they're buying something that somebody else didn't want.
I had no idea this market existed. Did you know this market existed before you started working here?
I had heard of it, but I didn't understand the size of it until I started working at CardCash.
Yeah, that's just insane. It never occurred to me to do something like that. But you guys are starting to move in the Bitcoin space. What attracted you to the Bitcoin space, and what exactly are you doing?
So we figure Bitcoin is really an obvious fit. one of the obstacles of the widespread acceptance of Bitcoin is the lack of acceptance at mainstream retail. So there are many retailers that do accept Bitcoin, but when you're going to the wide mainstream retailers such as Macy's and Target and Walmart, you can't use your Bitcoin there. So we figured, hey, this is a perfect fit. Let consumers use their Bitcoin to buy gift cards, and not only that, they could buy the gift cards at a discount. So especially the Bitcoin consumers that are conscientious as far as exchange rate, now they're able to save 10% at Walmart, use their Bitcoin to buy that gift card, and now they just get the gift card, they show it to the cashier at Walmart, and they're exchanging their Bitcoin to enable them to shop at Walmart. So it's really an easy fit, and as we start rolling out Bitcoin, the amount of attention that the Bitcoin community paid to it was just significant.
All right. Now, this has to be a technological feat to get this rolling. Talk about how you integrated this process into the company.
We actually partnered with BitPay, and they were great. The integration was pretty smooth. They're our payment processor. It only took us a couple of weeks to roll it out, and we haven't had any problems so far.
Darren, you've been in Bitcoin for quite a while. What is it about Bitcoin security that made you go out and start a Bitcoin security company?
Well, I think when everyone hears about Bitcoin for the first time, they're usually hearing about a large Bitcoin theft. And so I just kind of wanted to make, for new Bitcoiners, a better experience that you don't have to worry about your Bitcoins being stolen. And so that kind of lit the fire under my butt to get, hardware wallet going.
Cool, and how long did it take you to actually go from concept to production of the product?
So we started in February of 2014, and we launched and started selling them last month, so about a year and 6 months.
So tell me a little bit about the device and what it is and how it works.
So it's a hardware wallet. It essentially is an offline computer that generates a private key, stores that private key securely, and then signs transactions. So you never actually expose the private key to the internet, where most of the time that's where viruses or your computer gets destroyed, or that's how you lose your Bitcoin, so you don't have to worry about that sort of thing.
Can you tell me a little bit about BitGold and what you're trying to accomplish here at Money 2020?
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me. So BitGold is a payments and savings platform that runs fully on allocated gold. We have a technology where we invented a settlement process so you can always use gold in a closed loop network for payments, for savings, but it's always backed by gold. It's a bit different than Bitcoin, even though there's some common use cases, in that we are a trusted third party, but the value itself is decentralized, and we do accept Bitcoin as a payment, but we are essentially allocated gold as savings.
So basically, I can download a wallet or an application onto my phone, and I can have digital gold with me wherever I go.
That's correct. Yes, and you can send, like the Bitcoin network, you can transfer value through the internet, by sending it by text message or email around the world. We also have a prepaid MasterCard, so you can actually spend at point of sale as well. But yeah, it's all fully backed by gold.
Awesome, so I can spend gold in stores now. Amazing. So what's the traction been like since this has come out? Have a lot of users using it, or do you have merchants signing up?
Yeah, no, we've been we've been very, very humbled. It's been incredible growth. I mean, we launched about 5 months ago. We've crossed over 400,000 signups. Daily transactions, just every day. People are sending around. Probably one of the fastest growths in fintech right now at an early stage. And so we're very excited.
We actually had something really cool happen here just a few minutes ago. NASDAQ had the closing bell ceremony here at Money 2020, and as part of the lead up to this, they really embraced blockchain technology, saying it's going to be the future. They're going to be debuting some products with it later this year. How significant is that a development in this space?
The fact that NASDAQ has been embracing a number of different aspects of the blockchain, both what they've announced recently with Chain, also with Noble Markets, which is a company that we work with, Transform Group. When they licensed software to them, that really sort of kicked off a whole slew of stories earlier this year about how the big financial players are finally starting to recognize the power of the blockchain and cryptocurrency.
Could you envision this a couple of years ago, this growing this quickly, the adoption, embrace of blockchain technology?
I actually thought it was going to grow quicker, but I think that Bitcoin is not dead. By the way, there still are a lot of things that are happening in the currency, but smart contracts now they're kind of really just sort of using blockchain as sort of a catch-all. But 2 years ago, when this was all starting out, there was as much excitement about what we could do with the technology of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency as there was about sort of the aspect of the currency and using it for remittances and things like that. And I think now we're just getting a better feel for how exactly that's working in practical matters.
Bill, how's Money 2020 treating you?
It's a great conference. A lot of Bitcoin knowledge, a lot of Bitcoin interest.
And tell me a little bit about Coinalytics. Why are you here and what are you trying to gain out of the show?
We're demonstrating our AML analytics and our data intelligence platform for blockchain. We have a BlockStem SQL-style queryable API. We have a real-time anomaly detection mechanism that interfaces to our forensic analytics tool, and we're demonstrating all three of those components here.
Cool, and tell me a little bit about blockchain analytics. What does that mean for the layman person, and what type of insights it's going to give us that don't exist in the current financial system?
Well, with the current financial system of perfect knowledge of participants but imperfect knowledge of the transaction network, the Bitcoin perspective is flipped, where we have imperfect knowledge of the participants but perfect knowledge of the transactions themselves. So this gives us an opportunity to perform a level of analytics not found in the traditional space, and to help compensate in the AML risk space.
We hope you enjoyed the interviews here on the floor show of Money 2020. David and I got some ice cream, decided to chill, relax a little bit. It's been a fun show. What did you think overall?
It's been a great show. The ice cream has been great, the cocktails have been great, the startups have been great, the product demos and announcements have been great. It's really been an exciting show, and I can't wait till next year.
Yeah, I can't wait till next year either. This has been a great event. Looking forward to Money 2020. Also looking forward to CES, where Dave and I will be back together doing that show. CES is just amazing, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's startups as far as the eye can see. So I can't wait to go back this year, and we're going to get maybe to have some fun time playing with an Oculus Rift here or there, and some other exciting products.
Yeah. The other exciting announcement is that these shows that you saw at Money 2020, well, we're going to keep them going. Crypto News Today is going to become a weekly show. We're building our TV studios now. We're going to be launching in the future, so keep an eye out for that. I'm Vin Narayanan, that's David Bailey. Thank you for joining us on Crypto News Today, powered by Bitcoin Magazine.